guys, it's Annette here again. Today's video is all about 5 things you should not do when you go to Paris. You guys, I've been to Paris 4 times and I learned a lot of things that you should not do, but these 5 things you need to know ASAP before you even set foot into the city of Paris. Just in case you guys don't know, I love to budget travel, and one of the places I love traveling to is Paris. I went there a few times and I finally took my kids there last year and they loved it so much. We stayed there for 1 month. If you would like to see our travel adventures in Paris, France, please make sure you click the link above so you can get the playlist to all of our videos in Paris. Now I'm gonna get right into it. Number 1. Don't assume that everybody speaks English. This is what I do all the time and I need to stop. Now, Paris is the place that you don't want to do that. Now, it's different in every country, but I have to say in Paris, the French people, they don't play that. They will literally ignore you or look at you in a disgusted way. So make sure you know a few statements or phrases in French before you get there. Now, I'm not asking you to go learn the whole French language, but something simple like bonjour, you should know that before you get there. I learned to not assume that everyone knows English because most of the time when I was speaking to someone, they either didn't know English or they pretended like they didn't know because they thought it was rude that I automatically started speaking in English. And I actually do think that's kind of rude because their native language is French, so it's more polite to actually say something in French and just ask in French, do you speak English? After my second time of going to Paris, I learned to first say a greeting in French and then ask them in French if they speak English. And if they said yes, then I would proceed in English. If they said no, then I would just say, thank you very much in French and then move on to the next person. The second thing I want to tell you not to do when you go to Paris is bring your own fashion style there. So I know some people are going to be like, what are you talking about? I'm going to be myself. That's not what I'm saying. Like, you can be yourself, but in Paris, the fashion there is more neutral. It's not loud and in your face. The first time that I went to Paris, as you can see in that picture, my hair was like a reddish burgundy. I don't even know what color that was. And I just stood out. Now, no one was staring at me, but it's just that I wanted to feel like one of the French people and I just stood out. Like, you just knew that I was not from there and it just didn't look right. So now that I look back, I'm like, what was I thinking? So guys, make sure you wear more neutral colors if you want to feel like a French person, or if you're going to be staying there for a while, try to get neutral colors. And also make sure you're dressing for the season because it does get cold there and it does get hot. It's kind of like America where the seasons changes. So make sure you're dressing weather appropriately. The third thing I want to say not to do when you go to Paris is try to do too many things in one day. You guys, this is a beautiful city and you really have to take your time exploring and getting to know the history of different locations and sites and monuments that you're going to go see. Now, I know a lot of people don't really go there for a long time. My first visit to France, I was only there about 3 different days because I also went to a few other countries. But after being there for 1 month with my kids, I learned so much about Paris that I did not learn all the other times I went there. So you might want to plan your days out before you get there. So if you want to go to the Louvre, or if you want to go to the Eiffel Tower or any other place, or if you want to explore one of the districts, you want to plan it out where you're doing like one thing per day. Trust me, doing more than one activity in one day is so time consuming and you really don't leave feeling like you accomplished a lot. So the first time around, you're probably not gonna really understand what I'm saying, but the second time you go, if you travel a little bit slower, you would really enjoy the whole Paris experience if you take your time and move slower and plan your days out a little bit better. The fourth thing I wanna say not to do is when you go to one of those tourist destination areas, try not to spend too much money on the souvenirs because some of these souvenirs that you're seeing people selling on all these different sites are overpriced. So a lot of them are not good quality. And if you walk down a little bit more, you can can actually find it cheaper or get multiple pieces of the same thing for the same price as someone else is selling it for. And then just beware of people who appear to be like they're trying to do some type of scam. So we did have an experience where we went to Disneyland and someone was trying to sell us the pass to go through the train, and it was just a whole mess that till this day, I don't even understand what happened, because she ended up having us buy cigarettes in turn for it. It was the weirdest thing. One day I'll tell that story. Just beware of people who's trying to do little scams on you, and try not to have your money just out because you just don't want somebody to grab it and run away. I've never experienced anyone trying to steal my money, but you still want to be vigilant and careful when you're walking around, especially when you're buying souvenirs from people in those touristy areas. The fifth thing that I want to say that you should not be doing when you go to Paris is taking a taxi and Uber everywhere. Guys, it's super duper expensive, and if you're traveling with your family or other people, there's like a minimum of 3 people limit inside of an Uber, so you're gonna have to take multiple Ubers or taxis. So why not take the transportation? It's super cheap and you can get all throughout Paris by taking public transportation. It's also a way to explore Paris on a budget. Also experience what it feels like to use their transportation system. You guys, if there's anything else that you recommend not to do in Paris, please list it in the description so we can share it with other people who's traveling to Paris. And I just want to say I love Paris and I cannot wait to travel there again. Those are just 5 things I recommend you not do. You guys, please make sure you like this video so we can get it out to other people who need to know what not to do when they go to Paris. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.